Hello and happy Metta Monday. This is a short video created to support you in growing and healing into your most authentic self. And living fully is really what all of this is about. That's why I sit here every week, is just to talk about practices and information that leads you to a more fulfilling existence. And one of the things that's really important is understanding our sense of worth separate from anything else in our lives. So I talked last week about how shame can kind of hide our vulnerability, and it is a sense of connecting something that has happened to us to our worth. So we've tied our identity to something unpleasant that's happened in our lives, or that somebody has told us. That there's like something wrong with me is the belief that's underneath shame. And I said last week, there's nothing wrong with you just because you have a challenge, or you experience anxiety, or you've struggled with addiction, or any of those things. And I just wanted to build on that with a story of my own around anxiety and depression. And this happened when I was a senior in college. I was 21, and I was doing my senior honors thesis on the development of the pituitary gland in zebrafish. And there's so much to this that I can't talk about all in one video, so I'll continue on the science of the significance of this later. But yeah, I was working in the lab, and I hated it. I hated it. It was antisocial, and have you met me? I'm a hugger, I make eye contact, I want to talk, and it was just this isolated monastic work, and I didn't want to work in a lab. Oh my gosh, I don't want to work in a lab. That means, this is my 21-year-old self, that means that I don't know what I want to do with my life. And I'm about to graduate college, and I don't know what's next, and it triggered this early quarter life crisis. I just freaked out. And the bottom fell out for me, and I was already, I think, predisposed to anxiety. It runs in my family, but it came on heavily. I had a couple of panic attacks. I would wake up with deep depression. So they kind of were these wonderful companions that I had for a good couple months at least. It was a very big episode in my first with it. And I had a lot of different sources of support. My family was helpful. They were always present for me. I was really lucky that not everybody has that. But the most, the big turning point for me was really, came from very surprising quarters. It was somebody that I was an RA in college, and a resident assistant, for those of you who aren't American, don't know what that means. And another RA, his name was Aaron. He and I would always go head to head. I was studying evolution, and he didn't believe in it. So we had really interesting conversations all of the time. And when I shared with him that I was struggling with anxiety, and I didn't know what I was going to be doing with myself, and how that really threw me off, he said, "You just need to remember your own sense of basic worth, your intrinsic worth." And that phrase stopped me in my tracks. Know your worth. And I think I had unintentionally, in my young attempts to make meaning of the world, I had tied my worth to what I did or what I achieved. And a lot of us do that. There's a big cultural overlay. Why are we all over-caffeinated and over-scheduled? Because our worth is tied to how much we accomplish, or to our productivity, right? And, for me, it was also, my worth was tied to what I achieve. And if I didn't know what I was going to achieve, my whole identity and self and sense of worthiness was in shambles, until Aaron gave me that gift of know your worth. And I just want to offer that to you too, of, remember that your worth is yours, and nobody can take it from you. Nobody can define it for you. Not me in this video, other than just to offer the truth that it is separate from anything that we accomplish or achieve. I wrote a blog article a few years ago called Know Your Worth. And in it, I said, your worth is made out of gold. You know, it is like ironclad and unassailable and impenetrable, and nobody can mess with that. And so, yeah, I don't know if this is the Monday pep talk you needed, but I hope so, because it's truth. It's truth. You know, we are born with a basic sense of lovability and worthiness that nobody can take from us. And so this is your Monday reminder. And next week I'll talk more about the significance of the pituitary gland and how it led me down my trail to find meditation, and the irony of that now that I know what I know almost 2 decades later. So yeah, I'm excited to tell a little bit more of a personal story that will continue in next week's Metta Monday installment. But in the meantime, I hope you have a beautiful, skillful day. And may you always remember that your worth is made out of gold. Thank you.